The Latin Poems of Vincent Bourne by Charles Lamb. A complete translation of these poems is a desideratum in our literature. Cowper has done one at least, out of the 4 which he has given us, with a felicity almost pg 392 unapproachable. Few of our readers can be ignorant of the delightful lines beginning with, "A recent writer has lately added 9 more to the number. We wish he would proceed with the remainder, for of all modern Latinity, that of Vincent Bourne is the most to our taste. He is so Latin, and yet so English all the while. In diction worthy of the Augustan age, he presents us with no images that are not familiar to his countrymen. His topics are even closelier drawn. They are not so properly English as Londonish. From the streets and from the alleys of his beloved metropolis he culled his objects, which he has invested with an Hogarthian richness of colouring. No town picture by that artist can go beyond his ballad singers. Gay's trivia alone in verse comes up to the life and humour of it. In the same style of familiar painting and replete with the same images of town life, picturesque as it was comparatively in the days of Gay and of Hogarth, are the various pomatia to the bellman, Billinsgate, the law courts, the licensed victualler, the quack, the Quaker's meeting cum multis aliis of this most classical of Cockney poets. In a different strain is the following piece of tenderness. We have selected these 2 versions from a little volume lately published by Mr. Lamb, to which he has strangely given the misnomer of album verses. Album verses? Why, in the whole collection there are not 20 pages out of 150, and cast the acrostics in, to swell the amount, that have the smallest title to come under this denomination. There is a tragic drama, filling up more than 1/3 of the book. The rest is composed of translations from V. Bourne, 9 in number, just so many verses and no more expressly written for albums, and the rest might have been written anywhere. But Mr. L. will be wiser another time than to stand godfather to his own poetry. A sensible publisher is always the best namesman on these occasions. But if to write in albums be a sin, Lord help Wordsworth, Coleridge, Southey, Sir Walter himself, who have not been always able to resist the solicitations of the fair owners of these modern nuisances. Southey has owned to some score, and Mr. L.'s offences in this kind, we have said, do not exceed the number of the Muses. This may be said even of them, that they are not vague verses to the moon or to the nightingale, that will fit any place, but strictly appropriate to the person that they were intended to gratify, or to the species of chronicle which they were destined to be recorded in. The verses to a clergyman's lady, to the wife of a learned serjeant, to a young Quaker, could have appeared only in an album, and only in that particular person's album they were composed for. We are no friend to albums. We early set our face against pg 396 them in a short copy of verses, which we publish only for our own justification. To the question, we forget the rest, but seriously we deprecate with all our powers the unfeminine practice of this novel species of importunity. We have known young ladies, ay, and of those who have been modest and retiring enough upon other occasions, in quest of these delicacies to besiege and storm by violence the closets and privatest retirements of a literary man, to whom they have had an imperfect, or perhaps no introduction at all. But the disease has gone forth, like the daughters of the horseleech in the Proverbs. The requisition of every female now is contribute, contribute. From the Land's End to the farthest Thule the cry has gone out, and who shall resist it? Assuming then that album verses will be written, where was the harm, if Mr. L. first taught us how they might be best, and most characteristically written? Amid the vague, dreamy, wordy, matterless poetry of this empty age, the verses of such a writer as Bourne, who was a Latin prior, are invaluable. They fix upon something, they ally themselves to common life and objects. Their good nature is a catholicon, sanative of coxcombry, of heartlessness, and of fastidiousness. Veil lepidissimum caput. 63. pg 397,